Mic is on, and there we go. I feel like camera is cutting me. I never know if my hair is just looking like that, like it's been cut by camera, or is it actual camera, but it was actual camera. All right. So, hello. Today it's just me here because we are working on design. So sometimes it's actually not bad to work separately. But Daniel will be here in chat probably, so that is that. And let's see what is new. So we are solving a few design issues that we had, like mostly we felt like our management part of the camp wasn't as interesting. Hey Daniel, how are you doing? So we basically figured that we need few more things to change, to adjust, and that's why I was just telling them actually how we are working separately today and how we have some ideas to improve the gameplay, the single player gameplay overall. But alright, so one of the issues that we had was that basically in the camp you would all that you would do is kind of we had a lot of buildings that were not as useful, that were focused a lot on micromanagement, and oh, there we go. And basically we wanted to have some cohesive gameplay, to be something like we know exactly what we want with the game, and then push that kind of gameplay. So we didn't really we wanted to have this training area where you would drag people to train, and then we figured, all right, maybe that's too much of a micromanagement, and then we figured let's remove that. But now we're probably going to bring it back, but with less micromanagement, more like it's going to affect everybody on camp, so it's not like you're dragging individual characters, but maybe we would have individual slots for a fast training. And anyway, there is there is a lot to talk about, so it's kind of tricky, especially without actually showing you the game and interface. But here is one of the things. So here, when you click on some character, you would actually have like his stats. We're probably going to remove the shape and level. They're only going to have power stat, and then all their actions, and all their actions are going to have individual power stats. So for instance, attack for this warrior might have 25 points, and then shield might have 50 points, and this is some cut ability that makes enemy bleed. That one would have 25 points as well. But then maybe you are in some fight where you don't really need shield, you just need warriors to be able to attack as quickly as possible and do as much damage, so you can actually disable, before the battle starts, disable the shield ability, and the points from that ability would be shared equally to all the other ones. So in this case, he would be much stronger. Or maybe they're fighting against a lot of archers, so you're like, alright, I'm going to disable this cut ability, because they can damage archers pretty well on their own, but the problem is that they can't survive to get to the archers. So we would disable the cut ability. And that would be one of the things that we thought, but there are a lot of others. So I'm probably not going to go into all the details of all of them, but let me check some of the main ones. Alright, so character, his power would be sum of all the power of all the actions, meaning that then you would get some number like, I don't know, 75 or something. Maybe that is going to be a problem because they are going to be too big of numbers, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we're gonna use lesser numbers for abilities or something. And then, for instance, this guy, he would have, I don't know, power of 20. And then you would have allowed amount of points in some battle, so you can actually... the balance would be fairly close because it would really read how strong the unit is. Then they would level up on their own or while training, but they are training at the same time, so they're all training at the same time. Actually, I was drawing that in screenshot mode. I'm not sure how to show it right now. Imagine having another building here that you can click on, and then you have this pop-up, and this is like a training area. And then here you have some text, and this is like how much training, how much experience per day they are getting with training. So the higher level they are, the more experience they need to level up. So, but each time they level up, the level itself is not doing much, but the points that come from the level are going to affect these stats. So you can actually now say, all right, he leveled up, now I can choose one of these abilities, and then you click, all right, I choose attack, and then you get 25 more points on attack. But you can also click here, and here we would have, or here in this case, we would have another slot with plus, and this means get new ability, and that would pop up another window like this somewhere, and you can actually choose abilities that warrior can train. But you can only choose abilities that you researched, that your trainers are able to teach him. So maybe you researched some really good defense. So another defense that is really strong, he's going to be like indestructible against projectiles. So you click there. And how do you research these points? Well, you do that in this window that is like a training area. So you can do many things here. You can click here on this button here to level up the training experience for everybody each day. So maybe they're getting 5 XP each day, now you level it up, you're having 6 or 7 XP each day. And you use some specific points that are like not gold, but some gladiator points, or we'll see how we will name it. Then you would also have these specific slots where you can actually drag characters to train much faster, but you would have maximum of 4 and they would be all locked. So you need to spend these gladiator points to unlock them. So basically you are upgrading your camp with something that is really useful and really makes your characters stronger and helps you, and these are the permanent upgrades. So maybe you lose all your units, maybe you go into some big battles and things go wrong and you lose everybody, but you still have your camp, what is most valuable thing, and it's upgraded. So when you go to the market and buy some new demons that are like strong enough, you can put them there to train and you will quickly get to the level that you were. And you will also have another button here that would pop up all the abilities that are researchable. So for instance, you want shaman's training, so you click on shaman icon and then you see like all the available shaman actions that you can research. So maybe you get, I don't know, rain totem, and when you buy that one, you now when some shaman levels up, you can actually click there on this plus and see the see that as one of the available options. And then next time he levels up, you can maybe get another one, or you can upgrade this one. Though for normal characters, they're going to be able to use mostly 2 special actions. So these actions are basic actions. This is like block, dodge, weapon parry. They have this, and they always have this kind of units. But here are the special ones. So draw axe for orc, or kick for orc, or I don't know, some specific shield or something like that for priest. They are going to be here. And you can have only 2 of these active at the same time. You can research, you can have like 5 if you want, but you can activate 2 at the same time maximum for normal units. But for demons, they can have up to 4 active actions, so they're going to be crazy. They're going to be like able to dash and push somebody and throw a shield and rise somebody from the dead, and we would see some crazy stunts from them. Okay, I'm I shouldn't probably be using this screenshot thing to show things, because now I press escape and I lose everything. But what you gonna do? Okay. Other than that, let's see what other things that are really important. Another idea is to, this is not a big thing and we probably won't do it right now, but we need still to talk about it, but maybe we can do it later. It's basically idea to have opponent teams. So right now you're just fighting against whoever is, you know, when battle starts there are 3 windows. You click on battle find, and then there are 3 windows that pop up like this, and then you can see what the enemies in each window are. And right now, and then you can see how much you have, how much points you have, what units you can use and stuff like that. But the idea I had right now, as I was actually talking with guy who is helping me with writing, and so the idea is that what if we can actually see what this team is? So maybe they are, I don't know, wild boards or knights of whatever their name of their gladiator guild is. And then basically it wouldn't be like a huge thing, we wouldn't have like a leaderboard or anything, it would still work the same way it works, but it would give them a bit more personality. And we can also use that, so for instance, I don't know, wild boards, they usually use orcs in their teams, and maybe they use specific type of formation usually. So we can give them a little bit of a personality, and then after the battle, some of these teams can actually contact you. So we wouldn't go crazy with this, but they could maybe just send you a message like, I don't know, maybe they're honorable and they say good fight, or I'm sure you'll rise through ranks quickly, or maybe they're not, maybe they're just taunting you. But then we would have one team that is actually like, you have this goblin that is your management of your camp, that is helping you out, and he's talking with everybody, and he was there leading the camp before you came to lead the camp. So maybe this goblin actually had some bad relation with some of these teams, and they are like in some big conflict. So goblin, I don't know, he screwed them over something, and they're really angry and they're trying to sabotage you now. So like that we can build some kind of rivalry, and then with that one team, all the other teams are going to be like, yeah, you did good, you did bad, or maybe they taunt you, or, you know, pretty basic messages. But this one specific team would be like your nemesis. They would be somebody who player would maybe feel irritated by and want to destroy them. So maybe he has good options to fight here, but this third one is not as good, but it's against this specific team, and he's like, I want to destroy them, and maybe I want to try that one instead. So we can even tie this up with some quests. So maybe you can have an option to like sabotage them in some way. Maybe you heard that they are doing some quest somewhere, and then you send your troops and you do the quest before they can get there, and then they don't get the gold or something like that. And if you sabotage them, maybe you see their team with less characters. So for instance, they're a bit weaker than they would be normally. And basically, I'm not sure what all we can do here, because I don't want to go crazy with it. I want to be in boundaries of our code and our system. But if we can kind of implement that, it could add another layer that is interesting, and that is something that player would find. Like, for instance, maybe you are doing some quest on your own, and then these guys come and try to do something to sabotage in some way, or maybe they buy all gladiators just in spite of you, and that day there is nobody on market, or stuff like that, just to have some competition spirit against somebody who you want to like defeat. Yeah, I like the idea. I didn't see the chat because when I press the print screen everything freezes. That's another reason why I need to stop using it. But we need to get some application that is kind of letting us draw over the screen without pausing it. Okay, so that is something we can probably do. We can have certain team prefer certain music. Yeah, but okay, I talked about it. All right, I talked about most of this. So let me show you one more thing. We actually worked on the art a little bit. Not too much, but we did some changes. So this is the new one, but this is how it used to look. So we're trying to improve it a little bit to see what interesting thing we can do. So this is how it used to look. And now artist made the background a bit darker, and he added some details here on the grass. And now when I activate it, this is how it looks. So I feel he did a good job, because characters are actually standing, popping out of the background even more because it's dark. And we also want to add blood and effects on the ground and stuff like that, and that would be all over this ground, so the dark ground would actually probably look better. And we talked about it, we need all the backgrounds to have these darker colors, because otherwise the characters won't be very visible. Turn off the blur. Actually, Goran was the one who suggested the blur. So it's not just me pushing for it, but I'll turn it off to see how it looks. Let's see. Alright, so here it is without the blur. And here it is with some kind of night mode. So there is this nice filter. And also here it is with the rain. Where it is? Here it is. So I think it's coming together pretty nicely already, yeah. And Daniel, by the way, I was talking about the colors with Goran, and he's really against us using just the health bars, and I was kind of on the fence, and I talked to guys on Discord, and they were also like, actually Dan was also like, maybe not, but then it was a bit more confusing to him as well. So I'm looking at this game for the past 6 months, and that's why I'm able to really see nicely if it's just health bars. But for most players it's going to be probably confusing. So let's keep the colors, it's fine. Also, I colored the health bars into the blue color, simply because the green was kind of, you know, they're blue and they would have blue health. They're red and have red health. Otherwise, everybody has to have green health bar, and I think this is an additional way to differentiate, and a good way, because some colors are maybe more or less blue, more or less red, or even sometimes, like, we would have some character that is blue, but she has red hair, so it's going to be a bit confusing. So adding these health bars in the same colors are going to help. And since the stamina bar is now gray, we can easily have blue or red. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be green. Alright, so let's play one Twitch battle, and I just need to clear this up. Save. We're going to use the previous background, sadly, because I just need to scale this, because I didn't change the code. So if we use the new background, the new one is smaller. So as you can see, it's smaller, so we are going to get some people stuck in the fences. so we have to use the previous one for now, but that should be fine. Red blue health bars are also better on the off chance the player is colorblind. You think they're having easier way to distinguish red and blue? Alright, there we go. You can now play. Let's see. Actually, what we are playing, by the way, you can join now with, well, you know the rules. You type hashtag and then character name. So what we are actually planning to do is to make some sort of championships here with this mode, and we are going to do it this Saturday. So we're going to work on this mode. We want to make this a leaderboard with like soccer team leaderboard, but it's probably going to work only when there is 16 people, because I don't want Daniel to spend like 5 days working on it, so just one version with 16 people, and we use that one if we have full house, like everybody is playing. And in that case, the winner would actually get some reward, and we would get, actually our publisher is going to share some of his games, and he has some games that are actually worth like $10 or $20, I think, so it's going to be nice reward. And sometimes we will share our games. And yeah, he's actually going to share that on Facebook and maybe some other social media, so we are going to probably have like more people here playing. So now I'm gonna go with orc, and 2 priests. Oh, Yotso, you're here too. Alright. Is audio all good? I am guessing that it is. Wait, I lost the chat. There it is. A certain type of color blindness make it hard to distinguish between red and green. I didn't know that. Yeah, then it's good to have blue. And I think it's fine because we don't have mana bars. Okay, Daniel, you won. You won against Shadow Wing. Now Yotza against me, so I'm probably going to lose. Even though I think this is a good team. But it's Yotza I'm competing against. I think Daniel made her some cheat code for her. It's the only explanation. While I was in the other office, you were cheat coding something. Only you and me still typing work. Yeah. Only I'm not using shortcuts. Okay, I won. So I think priests and orcs are a great combination because they don't have good armor, good defense, just one weapon block, but when priests actually keep them alive, they can do huge damage. Okay, so Daniel against me. If player name you have a heart attack, something like that. I suspect. I'm going to search that code. But again, archers are good against orcs, but priests are prevailing. Nice. Alright, it was time I won some game. Yotza takes away all the glory. Alright, let's play one more, since there is 4 of us. Let's play one more, and then we'll call it a day. I kind of feel like orcs and priests are now the best team and that's it, but maybe something with mages. Maybe even one. Something like this. Mage level 2. Oh, we need to work on balance before we do the championship. Let's see. Yotza against Daniel. Well, he needed a bit more time. Interesting support unit would be somebody who increases speed of spell casting of units. So he would increase speed of the mage's spell casting, and then maybe just these two units can actually be a pretty strong combination, because he would make mage cast before anybody approaches him. Yeah, that kind of timing. Come on, mage, do your thing, mage. Alright, this might not be a bad combination, actually. I'm on the roll today. They're really keeping them alive well enough. Nice. I'm happy with myself. Okay, so Yotza against me. Now 2 archers, 3 orcs. I feel like they're going to maybe break through quick enough. Do it! Ah! Alright, it was normal for Yotza to win, so yeah, that is natural. Okay, so this would be it for today, and tomorrow we're actually going to keep working on the Twitch mode and maybe some effects and stuff like that, so we might have something more interesting there. I also want to add wolf and probably ghouls as well, because I just seen artists send animation of ghoul. I don't know, it probably has a few things for fixing, but by Saturday it should be fine. So we can actually have 7 characters to play with, and the championship thing, and some more balancing for higher levels. So it should be fun. Also, we have artists coming to our place at Thursday, so we're actually going to polish up visuals some more. So that is going to be a nice thing, and yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.